Yes. All right. So thank y'all for being here tonight. We're very short notice, and I hope this goes well. The first one seemed to go really well. I wasn't sure how well it was going to go, considering the fact that it's just me and just a few of my thoughts. And my guests really make the show. I don't think that's any secret. So I really like where this went the first time. It's over 200 views, which puts this, I think, at number 4 of most viewed of my live streams. And so I appreciate that very much so, and very, very inspired to keep this going on kind of a rarely basis, but maybe once a week, once every other week, or a few times a month. I don't know. We'll see how it goes, Again, thank y'all very much for being here. This is awesome. I appreciate it. We're going to keep it short as we did the last time. And it's going to be a lot of fun. I hope it's entertaining. I don't by any means claim to be an expert on anything at all, especially not mental health. I don't even feel qualified to put that into the title. But I do think that I have some very practical tools that I've been able to apply and improve my own status. And so these very simple things, very practical things, very applicable, very easy to start working on. It just takes some dedication. It's worked for me very, very, very well. So, last week we talked about taking over the authority of our minds, and I want to continue that, because at the end of the day, we're all here. We're liberty minded. We're friends. We're family. We have pretty much the same goals, but at the same time, we can't possibly lead this movement if we are not helping ourselves, right? We have to feed ourselves. We have to nurture ourselves. We have to take care of ourselves, and then the rest will follow, right? Like, we've got to take care of ourselves, and then we can help other people. We're not much good to a lot of people if we're strung out and wore out. So I've got a little bit of eye allergy things going on. I don't know what's up, but I can't get it to clear up. It's itching like crazy, so I apologize for that red eye. Side topic. Sorry about that. Anyway, I could just see it on camera and it looks weird with one blazing red eye, but it's blown me up today. I get eye allergies from time to time. Okay. So, I guess again, I have to show this. I'm sorry. I do. Right off the bat. I literally say I have a toolbox full of tools. Yes. And I didn't want to forget about that, in this gathering tonight. I don't know what to call this stuff. I don't like calling it a show. I don't like calling you fans. All that seems weird to me. So we're just going to leave it ambiguous, I guess. I don't know what it is. So this family gathering, this friends and like-minded people, we have to take care of ourselves. We need all the tools. And I'm going to show it again, like Cassandra's saying, this is not a one size fits all. We need, we need a toolbox. We need an assortment to take care of ourselves. There are things that you're going to find that are applicable. There's things that you're going to find that are awesome. There's some stuff that you're not, right? I mean, that's just how it goes. So what I like to do, and I hope this is kind of a Southern thing. I don't know if it is or not, but we call it the chicken bone theory. So you eat the meat and you spit out the bone, right? Take what you can out of it, extrapolate all the information that you find is valuable to you, and then apply it to your life if you choose to. And so I guess with that, I'm going to say, I like this right here. Hey, tribe. I like that, tribe. That's awesome. Paul says, sitting by a fire here 50 feet from the Hudson River, and your video came up. Might as well watch. Bro, that's awesome, Paul. I don't know how it came up, but that's amazing. So, yeah, I guess I'll say this real quick. I posted, earlier today about maybe doing this, and I wasn't really sure. I just wanted to see what everybody's plans were. A lot of people responded with their outside extracurricular activities. Jordan says, be well for mental health. And that's what we're doing here. I am a strong advocate for being outside. I think that's absolutely healthy. I think soaking up the vitamin D and the fresh air and all of those things habitually in a stress-free environment where it's just you relaxing, even if it's just, I do a lot of mine just on my porch. It's absolutely paramount to building myself and refreshing myself. Is being outside. And you can go back and look at that post. A lot of them talking about being by the fire, going fishing, and doing all these things. It's not about just being, Southern or Cajun. Just get outside and get some of that fresh air, get that sunlight, get that, get your heart rate going a little bit if you can. It is. Sarah Foster, I got to show this because she keeps putting it in the comment section, and I got to give her props. She's big time on this too. I really like Sarah. She's always in my comments. Thank you. Everybody that can help, comment. It's in volunteerism. We talked about that last week. Comment and give us these ideas. Like I said, I'm not an expert on this. I'm not an expert on anything. But we all have tools that we can offer. And we need to help each other. We're a community. We're a family. We need to grow. We need to take care of each other. We have to take care of ourselves. And this is what this is about. Let's take care of ourselves. And so I guess we'll follow the same format as we did last week when we do these little things. It's just going to be short. I'm going to read a small bit of what was on my mind, and then we'll get more into the comments. All right. So here we go. On tonight of Just a Thought, I'm still thinking about taking over the authority of the culture and atmosphere of our minds. However, we are moving into somewhat of a different direction. Intake and reaction. It's important to learn how we digest information. We briefly talked about the thought and tongue control for reinforcement education, an extraordinary tool. A very important element of this success is setting boundaries. To cultivate an atmosphere of positivity and success, we must know our ability and standard to process negative energy and, just as important, negative influence. Know thyself. Paying attention to how things, both good and bad, influence our mental and spiritual atmosphere is crucial to our success. That's people, movies, music, etc., news. Everything we digest plays a role in our mental and spiritual health. Cultivate and nurture the elements of life that heighten your atmosphere. Address the things that bring your balance into the negative. Sometimes alleviating a negative influence is our only option. That is addressing it. Being confident in our ability to say no to the things that do not improve our quality of life is a very important mandate for our mental health. Embrace that which is good. Reject what is bad. Learn how we react to absolutely everything. Take it or leave it. It's just a thought. So with that being said, what do you guys think? Double down on that. Correct me where I'm wrong. I just think that the things that we allow into ourselves plays a big role in how we view the world, how we view ourselves. It plays an absolutely paramount role in our mental health. And that's what we intake. And so I personally take the approach of putting a filter on everything. Everything that comes in is a filter for, is this going to improve me or is this not going to improve me? And a lot of that is rejected. And that's kind of weird because basically all I talk about is politics. But there's some things that, I've got to take a break from. I've got to settle down from. I'll give you a really good example, a personal experience characteristic of mine. Whenever there is something in genre or just however it relates to me that I'm overly critical of, I have a very overly critical spirit at times. When things drive me in that direction, or I allow them to drive me in that direction, I shut them down. I will not watch that. I won't listen to that, because I understand that critical characteristic of me, it's toxic. And so I'll give you a really good example. Most of you know I'm a Christian. I can't watch Christian movies. I can't. They're awful to me. Bad directing, bad story writing, even worse acting. I can't watch it, and it brings out a critical side of me that is absolutely detrimental to my mental health. So I will stay away from things that drive that, because I know that about me. I have studied that about me, and it's very bad. So being overly critical of things is something that I personally deal with. And so when I do get overly critical, I stay away from them, because I understand that it brings out an element of me that I don't appreciate, and that does me no good. Seth says, being in nature is proven to reduce anxiety and depression. So has volunteering. Helps get out of your head. Absolutely. We talked about volunteerism a lot last week, but you can't talk about it enough. Let's see what Kevin says. Kevin's the state chair of the Oklahoma Libertarian Party. He's coming on the show this week. Awesome dude, man. That's my guy right there. I like to take everything at the end of the day, write it down, both good and bad, then scratch out all the bad, so I take only the good things that happen that day into the next. That's excellent. That's a very good logistical way to filter the activity that you went through that day that made an impact on you. And there are a lot of things, little things that will make an impact on you, that a lot, or us, I'm sorry, I don't mean to say you, us, that we don't give credit to. And that's why I'm really careful about the movies and the music and stuff like that. I should be more careful about the politics and the screen time. Screen time is a lot. That's something I struggle with, because this is like what I do. You know, I run several pages and do this live, and I'm having to learn how to say no, and to take that time. Like today was my wife's birthday, and we went out and had a great time, and I had to shut everything down. You know, got to say no. There's priorities. I got to continue to give Kevin the shout out here. Sorry, Kevin Hobby. Volunteerism is everything. As a member of the Black Greek Letter Organization, service to our community is what makes us stronger collectively. Absolutely. And then Kevin here says, we believe that it's the best way to drive the message of libertarianism. We are trying to prove our product works before we sell it. That's absolutely correct. Nobody's buying your brand if it ain't working. We've got to present it. We got to walk it out. And I got to do better. I don't do nearly as much as these people that come on, I promise you. Like they inspire me all the time. Every time, all the time. Learning how to say no to people has been difficult. I bite off more than I can chew and shut down. It's something I'm working on. Excellent point. It all touches us a little different. We all see it a little different. I personally have not had a whole lot of trouble in telling certain people, or a lot of people, especially at certain times, no. That's not really been an issue of mine. But I do know that is an issue of a lot of people. You got to learn how to say no. Not a bad idea. When I'm feeling down, I crank up the Zeppelin and stay busy to keep my mind on other things. So if you can find escape, right? If you can find a way out, and you got to understand yourself, or we have to understand ourselves, and we have to put that health, that spiritual and mental health. And I don't want a lot of, there's a lot of libertarians that are atheists and don't believe. Look, at the end of the day, I'm talking about you as a person, your spirit, you. Everybody's an individual. We believe in that. And so we're talking about keeping ourselves as individuals as mentally and spiritually healthy as possible. And there's a lot of ways to do that, a lot of practical applications. And I hope that through my little tiny superficial touching of this extraordinarily important and crazy great topic that needs to be covered even more, that I'm giving it some sort of justice, at least on some small degree. I really want it to help. There's a lot of things you could come on here and talk about that are a lot more interesting than trying to improve in each individual's, even if it's just 1 hour of their day. And so I find it just very important. And so thank y'all for showing up. Thank you for commenting. I'm still looking. You got let me say it like this: bear with me, because a lot of comments rolling at the same time, and I want to make sure that I'm getting as many as I can here. And so again, like I said last week, I don't like a lot of dead air, but I don't want to say a bunch of nonsense that's useless. I want to give everybody good content. And if you're up in the comments section, say something. Talk about it. Today was the National Libertarian Day of Service. Tell us about your examples or your experiences. I'm sorry. Volunteerism is a great way to help improve your mental health. Still got to learn to say no and only pick things that you know are going to be healthy for you. A lot of people saying they struggle with being able to tell people no. I mean, I can fully sympathize, because some of the closest people in my life have a hard time saying no. And so that is a lot of reason why I know a lot of people struggle with saying no. But it's absolutely vital to you. You got to be able to say no. You got to be able to take that time just for yourself and improve your quality of life. Garrett Hall coming in late. What's up, brother? What's up, dude? Nothing, man. We're just in there hanging out. Same as always, right? I mean, that's really all we do here. We come in, we hang out, we have fun, and hope that we learn something. I know I want to learn something. Every guest that comes on here teaches me a lot. I hope that's the same way for y'all. Honestly, that's what this show is organically grown into, is these crazy, amazing activists and people that have been wildly successful coming on here and telling us how they got there. And so far, the underlying story is they just took a step. They took a step, and then one step led to the other. So take your step. We all need each other, and this movement, whether you're libertarian, independent, anarchist, constitutionalist, this movement of breaking up the duopoly and making this about the person and being free to make your own choices. We need everybody. We need absolutely everybody. Hold on, I want to see this real quick. Sorry. Sarah Foster says, a good thing to remember when a moment comes up and you want to say no. Think to yourself, has this person ever said no to me? If they have said no to you before, especially if you really need help, then you should feel no guilt for telling them no as well. Very good point. It's good to take every layer into consideration. I'm a big, big advocate against absolutism. I think you should, sorry about that U word again. I think we should take everything with layers, and absolutism is a cancer. Absolutism is like the brother or sister of, or father of collectivism. I mean, absolutism is that's the same family. There's not too much that's absolute, right? People have layers, circumstances have layers, and each layer may react to a certain thing a different way. And so it's tricky. I mean, it's tricky. That's why it's so important to learn ourselves and what we can handle and the things that are good for us. You don't have to control your thoughts. You just have to stop letting them control you. And that's exactly what I've been talking about. That's taking control over the authority and culture of your mind right there. We can't stop bad thoughts. We can't stop bad actions. Life is going to be bad at times, but we can control how we react to said bad. And taking that authority of your emotions, of our minds. This is a great point right here. PTSD is often the worst handled mental health illness because people are actually ignorant to it. So I'm a veteran. I'm a veteran, and I've got really, really, really close friends that deal with severe PTSD, and it's absolutely brutal. It's not something that I've dealt with. But again, it's like depression. I've seen it firsthand and maybe have experienced a touch of it. It's absolutely brutal. I've sat there with, your friends and bunkmates waking up in the middle of the night or waking you up screaming from nightmares. It's unreal. We have to do better with PTSD. And it ain't just veterans too. You can experience PTSD in a number of ways. Let's see Kenneth again. Take your time healing as long as you want. Nobody else knows what you've been through. How could they know how long it will take to heal you? Alex Bertoli. That's absolutely right. It's absolutely important that we are patient with ourselves is where I would take that. Because if we aren't patient with ourselves, then we'll begin to worry about others' patience with us. But we have to put some things first. And being patient with ourselves and our growth is absolutely important. Michael Jordan said it like this. I'm hoping I'm quoting him, but if not, don't hate me. But he said, slow growth or slow progress is still progress, right? So any progress is great progress. Don't put a time frame on it. Set goals. Right? We need to set goals and daily goals. And we got to improve ourselves to keep moving forward. Jordan Shepherd says, Kenneth on the money with the quotes. I got to agree. Whoop. They're rolling in. Still, though, Nalik, thank you for bringing up that it's not just vets that get PTSD. It's something that so many misunderstand. Yeah, it's absolutely true. There's differing or layering degrees of PTSD, and they're not all applicable to the same scenario or even to the same person with different scenarios. And this is true of all mental health. What affects me personally with this particular circumstance, I could experience the same circumstance, but it doesn't affect me the same way. It's just I feel personally that it's very important that we point out that mental health is extremely unique to the person, to that individual. Like my mental health is extremely unique to me, as is yours, as is everybody's. I feel that's a personal opinion. I don't know that to be a scientific fact or anything like that. That's just my personal view of it. I think we experience it differently. I think we experience those layers differently. And I think it helps make up the DNA of our soul and how we react to it and how we can overcome some of the wiring of our younger years, or at least that was for me. Some of my younger years were brutal. Not as a child, but my own young man stuff. That rewiring is crucial. Let's see. I'm loving the quotes. You yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserve your love and affection. Yes. Yes. You have to be patient with yourself. We have to be patient with ourselves. We have to forgive ourselves. That's a big one that's hard to deal with. I deal with that. I struggle with that big time. Being able to forgive myself, especially with some of the decisions that I know how to make better and don't. And it feels intentional in the moment, It's like, I know I could do I know I could make a better decision here, but I'm going to make a decision that isn't in my best interest. But we have to learn to forgive ourselves, be patient with ourselves, love ourselves, understand ourselves, know thyself. Kenneth says, this one affects me personally. The problem with having problems is that someone always has it worse. Tiffany Madison. You know, that may seem a bit stoic at times. I use it quite often, different vernacular. But that can come across a little bit stoic. But it's not, though. It's super empathetic, right? It's not being passive on the matter. It's trying to understand that whatever your situation, there is somebody else that's probably going through a worse situation, and even very similar to ours. I love that. I love it. Being grateful. Bible talks about it all the time. Being grateful. Being grateful will set the standard for the culture and atmosphere in your mind. I can tell you that right now. Personal experience. Having gratitude, being thankful for the things that are in your life and in our lives. Thankful for my kids. Thankful for my wife. Thankful for getting to sit here and talk to y'all. Like, I mean, if y'all saw what my schedule looked like in May and then June as well, it's just unbelievable, the opportunity that I'm sitting here. I'm not qualified to do this. I'm loving every second of it. I'm very grateful. I still have a 9 to 5. I work every day. There's a lot of stress on the family because I put so much time into this, but we all see the impact that the volunteerism makes and spreading the message of liberty and bringing these people on that are just amazing, and having you guys in the comment section just amazing. And that's a fight I've had in my messenger with a few people, believe it or not. There are people within the anarchist and the weirder side of libertarianism, if that means anything. And I'm probably gonna get hammered for that, but helping people is not like a thing, right? It's like, just keep to yourself. I'm like, man, I don't know. I want to help whoever I can, whoever will allow me. Jason Smith says your passion and desire to spread liberty makes you very qualified. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. That's awesome. Well, I hope I'm doing justice, and at the same time, I want to get better every week. I want to get better every episode. I want to get better every post. You guys are awesome. I mean, you really make this stuff. These guests make this stuff. Sorry, I'm trying to read through the comments here. I want to try to keep it short. We're touching 30 minutes here, and there's so many comments. And man, I can't thank y'all enough. This is incredible. It's going to wind up being another absolutely great hanging out time together. I like this. I like this candidness right here. Essie, thank you. Someone told me I was the strongest person they knew. Honestly speaking, I'm the weakest person they have ever known. They don't see what happens when I'm alone and I can take my mask off. Essie, I have a hard time believing that anybody doesn't at least a little struggle with that. We all try to be, or some of us, and I think you do, from what I've seen so far, we all try to be genuine, but there's still a part of us that we keep our guard up in public, we keep our guard up on social media, and that's just how it is. That's a tough one, because I don't want to speak to certain things that I'm not qualified to speak to. But for me personally, let me say it like this. For me, the way I experienced that, and let me read it again. Someone told me I was the strongest person they knew. Honestly speaking, I'm the weakest person they've ever known. They don't see what happens when I'm alone and I can take my mask off. So personally, I try to be the same as I possibly can at all times. There's obviously times when I have to put a mask on, but I try to keep that into perspective. And I do value the opinion of other people, especially if there's a collective opinion. Um, so yeah, exactly. I would rather be the same person. I would rather be transparent about myself, because if I can survive it, so can anyone else. Yeah, I mean, be transparent as much as you can, but understand too that if people are looking up to you for being strong, there's a part of you that they see is strong. That doesn't necessarily mean that we could all point it out and highlight it with a psychology degree, but there's something that they see in you that is strong, and so it's not just a mask. It's probably not a mask. That's just a characteristic that others see in us, and we don't like to see a lot of that. Or I don't want to say it like that. You know what I mean? It's hard for us to see it. That's what I want to say. It's hard for us to see that in ourselves a lot. It is for me. That shows a good understanding of your strengths and weaknesses. Absolutely. Yep. I like this right here too. Real quick, last thought. When I'm alone, I'm better than when I'm around people. That's going to affect everybody differently, right? So that's part of Sarah's makeup. That's part of her soul's DNA, if you will, part of her physiological anatomy. For me, I struggle with a lot of anxiety, or not as much anymore. I've learned a lot of these tricks, and I've really been intentional. Not tricks; it's medicine. Really been intentional on applying them to my everyday life. But for a solid decade or more, I dealt with severe anxiety and panic attacks, even while in the military, and it was absolutely brutal. So for me, when I was going through a really or any panic attack at all, but especially when they were severe, where I was like curled up on the couch for like 2 hours and couldn't move, couldn't hardly breathe, cried, nothing, couldn't do anything, just panic. When I finally would muster up the courage to call my mom, it would get me out of it. So part of my uh, mental health remedy in medicine was I needed someone. Some of us need solitude. Layers. It's different. I'm really trying to keep these things short, but there's still a lot of people in here. We're hitting 35 minutes and I can't even keep up with the comments. Essie, same. It's the overwhelming amount of emotions around you, and then how you feel inside with the tension physically and mentally, the anxiety and paranoia, trying to figure out what others are thinking or if they want to hurt you. That's rough. I'm going to leave that there for a second because there's a lot of people that can't relate to that. And I'm hoping if you're a person that can't relate to this, that this can help you to empathize, help us to empathize. That's a great detailed layout of a very real fear. Kenneth back in. All of us deal with something that affects us profoundly. It certainly doesn't mean everyone's story is the same. It does mean we're all humans. Thank you. Absolutely. When we see others as people and stop adding other titles to it, we are able to empathize with each other more effectively. Absolutely. There's no doubt. I'm gonna put this up here real quick. Essie, I actually wrote something that helps people go through an exercise of how it feels by actually forcing yourself to feel it. If you would, Essie, sorry, I've got 2 kids under 5, and that just popped out of there, frozen. I'll be singing that for the rest of the night. I am so sorry, Essie. If you would, will you post that? Like, is that a blog or something? Put it in the comment section if you can, or you can message me if you want. Facebook Messenger me, and we can work something else out. Just let me know. I want to hear that. I think a lot of people want to hear that. Yeah. See, again, different for everybody. For more in depth on me, I have some depressive moments. Sometimes I don't get anxiety, really, though. I mean, it's just so different and unique for everyone. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Kenneth. If anyone in the comments needs someone to vent to, please feel free to send a message to my primary account. Each and every one person is important. I definitely wanted to touch on that, right? Like, and I get so caught up and wrapped up in just enjoying this time with y'all. Like, for real, it's awesome. That's why I'm so grateful for that comment and Kenneth and all of you. If you're struggling and reaching out to somebody may be difficult for you, or you don't feel comfortable, please reach out to me. You can reach out to Kenneth. I have several people on the team, and then I have, like I said, if I can't help you, which I probably can't, but I can put you in the right direction. I know a lot of people, and they're a lot better at dealing with this than I am. They're incredible, and we all need each other. If you need any help at all, feel free to message me, message Kenneth. If one of us can't get you what it is that will help you along the way, then we'll find somebody or some avenue or some resource. Either way, if you don't have somebody to talk to, you can talk to us. You need to talk to us. Should talk to us. Talk to somebody, whoever you feel comfortable with. Please don't ignore it. There's a lot of us that ignored it for a long time. There's the link, and I sent it to you. Look, all right, so there it is. You can find that in the comment section, or you can snapshot it. That's what I like to do. Dylan says overthinking is an issue as well. Absolutely. Yep, absolutely. Overthinking causes a lot of anxiety. Yep. I deal with that big time. Kenneth back in. Thank you for sharing that. Yes, thank you for sharing that. Okay, I'm going to wrap it up now. We are way past overdue. It doesn't really matter because we're in here having a good time, so I don't really care. I don't care what that timer looks like. If we're in here learning from each other and feeding off each other and improving ourselves, I do want people to want to click on this and see y'all's comments and try to learn. So I do want to keep it somewhat short. Kenneth says this is my official account, by the way. Oh, well, yeah. Thank you. Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Sonny says, thank you for being raw and open. People need that, and it's hard to do. Absolutely. Thank y'all. Absolutely for being honest and transparent. Dylan says, my issue every single day, anxiety and paranoia. Yeah, it's tough. I mean, it's tough to deal with. It's tough to deal with it. And I'll tell you, I'll be honest with you right now too, is I'm going to put one more episode. I'm going to drop one more episode of this very short, quick mental health talking point, part 3. And then we'll figure out where to go on these, just the thoughts from there. I don't know. These are on the fly. And that's for real. Like you can see it in my comments or my post today. I asked y'all if I was thinking about doing this. Maybe we will, maybe we won't. And so I wrote something, and that little piece. Yes, thank you. Thank y'all for showing up. I wrote that little bit to share with y'all and wanted to talk to you. And I do want to do one more on these. And I think I told y'all last time we were here with just us, I am going to have an episode where it's just strictly about mental health. That's going to have people that are just way better, way more informed and understand these topics much better than I do. And I just think it's very important. I think we all deal with mental health on some degree. And I don't think it's exclusive to a group or a disease. I think we all have things that at the very least, at its base, we can utilize these tools to improve our mental health. It doesn't necessarily mean we have mental health issues, although I think we all have mental health that we need to deal with. Not to beat that dead horse, but you understand what I'm saying. Like these are practical tools that we can use to change our lives. You can change your mind, change your thoughts, change your tongue. You can change your life. And I wholeheartedly believe in that. So if you have any questions at all, throw them in the comment section. If you need a serious ear, you're dealing with something, please talk to you. You could probably reach out to every single person in this comment section and somebody's going to help you. Like, I'm serious. Don't deal with this by yourself. We cannot. I couldn't. It's brutal. We are a family. We need each other. Please, if you're struggling with anything, you need somebody to talk to, please, please, please reach out privately. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and say it, not to vouch for everybody here, but I'm gonna vouch for everybody here. I got a feeling that if you're struggling, you can reach out to any single one person that's commented on this video, and they'll be more than willing to help, or at the very least point you in the right direction. And that includes me, obviously, big time. Don't shut it in. Don't keep it locked in. We need every one of us. And that's for real. We love everyone. Let me say this too. I want to piggyback off of what Ashley Shea said last night. If you're watching this video, I love you. Every single person, every single one of you. And there's a lot of us that disagreed on a lot of things, and things have gotten hot. Doesn't matter at all. I love you. I love you as the person that you are. Probably why I'm libertarian. I love the individual, and I believe in your rights. I believe in your mental health, and I believe in your path. I believe in your victory, and I want to be there with you. And if there's something that we can help with, we're there. We're there. We're all humans. Thank you very, very much. Let me put this up before Kenneth jumps on me, because I know he's going to. PayPal, there it is. If you want to support the show, I don't know what you call this. Doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. We're here and we're doing this. And this is only getting bigger. This is only getting bigger. And so I want every one of you here. I want every one of you involved. We got to go bigger. We got to get better. If you want to support the show, there's the Cajun Libertarian one. I thought about not doing this, and it's very goofy. I guess I have to now. Nah, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. If you want to donate, donate. I'm not going to put a game on it. It's so weird to even ask for money. It's just weird. And so, but any money that you do donate, we'll put it to the right places. We'll go with the first things first is making sure that I can keep this thing going. I've paid for 100% of everything of this. Completely volunteer. Nobody's helped. Thanks, government, for the STEMI money. I used it to become an online activist. Good job. And so we'll keep it going. But all this stuff likes to work kind of goofy, and I'm not a rich guy. I'm sitting in my kitchen. Most of y'all know that. Sitting in my kitchen doing this. So if you want to donate, that'll help us out big time. That can help me give some of the behind the scenes guys some cash, because they spend a bunch of their time helping me out, and by extension, it's an us thing. It's a family. You know where to find me on the. I show that little preview every time. Yeah, love you too, Kenneth. Love all the people in the comments. Yep, absolutely. Thank y'all very much. I'm taking that off because it drives me nuts, but I have to do it. I got to see. I'm sorry. I would like to be educated more on how this affects people. Exceptional. That's why we have these conversations, right there. There's somebody that wants to learn. And we can help. So I'll go ahead and give you a little preview. I am going to drop next week's full schedule for these live shows. Next week is Buck Wild. I'm like slammed almost every day. I'll be interviewing live, me being interviewed live with my little story, and basically the same thing I do with all these guests. I'll just be kind of on the reversal side of it with Tony Moan and his show. And I will post a promo right after this so that you guys can watch that Monday. That should be awesome. I think it will. Tony and I are good friends. He's another guy that's just behind this. He made the intro video. For those of you who don't know or have forgotten or hadn't tuned in yet, Tony Moan, he has his own podcast too. He's the state chair of the Wisconsin Libertarian Party. He's going to have me on his show Monday. He made the video. Sarah Foster, get out of here with that. Buck Cherry. That's funny. I am so sorry, Tony. I'm trying to plug you for real. And Sarah's throwing in. That's hilarious. Tony, I love you. Kenneth, I love you. Sarah, I love you. Every single person that Jordan, Dylan, Lord have mercy. I shouldn't even started that because now I feel bad for not being able to name every single person ever. I'll drop the promo for Monday's video, and I will drop the schedule for the entire week. You guys are going to be floored what's coming up in May. No kidding. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. I don't even want to drop it one. I want to give you the whole month, and you could see it's ridiculous. Like the way this thing is going, this is because of y'all. The direction is because of y'all. People reaching out, people making calls, making texts, and emails. And yes, Essie, thank you for sharing tonight. I mean, it's incredible. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. I'll see y'all very soon. Love you.